Okay, so we're doing a little video today, and the only reason I'm doing this is because there's nothing on YouTube I can find. This is a 2016 GMC Sierra Crew Cab, 4-door, and the seat recline motor went out on it. And the teeth, as you can tell, are bitten up, which had the recliner stuck in a certain position and would have moved. The motor itself works. I've tested that using a 12-volt battery, well, 12-volt Ryobi battery. And the reason I'm doing this is because there's no information on how to change this and where the motor was at. And it's tucked into the frame, and it's a little difficult to get to. So we're going to start with removing the seat again. The seat comes in. It's got two little hooks on either end that hook into the frame, so there's only 2 bolts to remove to get the seat out, and which will be these bolts right here, which I'll show you in a moment. And this will help you out if you recline or the seat motor is out. Again, the motor's hidden inside the frame. This is your lumbar support motor, and the actual motor itself for Recline is in here. And I'll show you where that's supposed to go. Actually, it sits in there. And these are your 2 bolts that got to come out, that have to come out. And we'll get our tools and get started. Okay, so what we need here is our T45 star bit. Use a little extension. You can use a power tool on this if you like, but it's not that much really to deal with. Get this thing, they've already been loosened up. Careful you don't strip these. You might end up regretting that. I'm just going to loosen these up a little bit. And I've already removed all the plastic trim out of the way. You can figure out how to do that. This is not one of those videos. I'm just going to get to the basics. And we'll pop this off and we'll take it from there. As you see, once you get these loosened up, they come off pretty easily. We've removed our side panel here. I'm not gonna detach the seat belt or anything. We're gonna just work on it once we get it outside. We are gonna go ahead and disconnect our connections here. Careful with these. So get these off. And you don't have to worry about that right there. One more thing to disconnect here is this orange little tab. This orange tab comes forward, and you're able to disengage the entire bracket. Word of warning: do not stick the key in once you have all these everything disconnected. We do have an airbag here on the side. We don't want to set that off by accident in any way, shape, or form. Now what we're going to do is, again, it's super easy. This is already loose back here, and we're just going to slide it back to get it disengaged here from these little slots. Again, you have these 2 little hooks on either end, and they just slot in there, and that's it. Then we're going to take this out. Alright, so the seat's out, it's in position. We're just using a chair to rest it up against. This is the old one. This motor goes tucked in right in here. There's a rod, this rod right here, runs all the way through. We're going to tap that out. It's held by 2 retaining clips that are super easy. You don't want to mess those up though, because you're going to need them again. And we're going to pop it out, put in the new one, and get going. So it's real simple. As you can tell, I've already got this popped out a ways. Usually sit a little flush. And we're going to use our high-tech tool here just to pop in the other side. And we're going to just give it a push first, see if it'll come out. There we go. That's it. minimal effort. This comes out, and we just check the rod, make sure the teeth are all still there. Yeah, shouldn't have a problem. Alright, we're just going to set it aside. We'll grab our motor, we'll get going. Okay, this is our reclining motor, and it's a genuine GM part. You can see the part number for yourself. It's 135935151. Wasn't too expensive. Careful, they'll try to sell you the entire frame, so you have to be very specific about what part you need. That's the new motor. We already made sure the prongs connectors are all the same. This is held in by a single bolt. It goes in right here. We want to make sure we have the correct bit. Let's take a look. Let's see. We're going to go with T27. Should pop it right in without a problem. One more quick comparison. Again, we'll make sure these motors match. The original, same. It's a Bosch. And this is an upgraded version. Gear drive here again is plastic, so as you can tell, or you can't tell, there's a lot of wear, those little teeth. And that's what caused all the problems. Again, what they don't tell you is that this motor is secreted up here in this frame. You should be able to see in here. Just one little screw holding it in, and it sits in there, and the rod will go through it. All right. I suggest plugging it in first before we try to plug it in there. So let's do that. Let's follow our own advice. Alright, so we're going to go ahead and install this. Make sure it clips in first. Set again. Now, I suggest that before you just pop this in there and screw it in, you want to just start the thread a little bit. Careful not to cross thread. Just set it in there because you got to get the rod back in, and you want to make sure that's seated properly. And again, you got to watch the tread here with the teeth at any rate. And there we go. As you can tell, one part of this is flat, so then I'll have to go figure out where that seats properly. And make sure we get in the teeth there. It's definitely not something we want to force. Just gonna give it a little tap. Last thing you want to do is strip those teeth. And we're going to work this a little bit, make sure we get it in there properly without stripping anything. Alright, I've got my retaining clips, and we're just going to use a little socket. We don't have to get too fancy. We just want to make sure that this pops in there. I'm going to have my lovely assistant give that a tap with the hammer. Are you ready? Go ahead. Hold it. Again. Give it a smack. Okay, stop. That's good. I should hold it. You can always buy new clips, but really, once it's stuck in there, it's not going anywhere. We're on the opposite side here. We're going to do the same thing. Go ahead and give it a tap. Hold it. Yep, that's good. How much do we have coming out here? I'm going to check it on this side. We've got about a 1/4 inch on either end. Should be more than enough. Right now that we have the rod properly installed, we're going to go ahead and now we're going to tighten this up. I'm just going to make sure it's firmly in place. It's pretty snug. And again, when we removed it, it wasn't too tight, so we're not going to torque it. Great deal. We don't want to interfere with the operation of the motor and the rod. Okay, so we're going to put this seat back together again, and we'll take it from there. Okay, we're going to pop the seat back in. I had to do a little maintenance work here, and we got to make sure that all our motors are plugged in. This motor right here is for the vertical height adjustment. This motor here is for your seat forward and backward. And then we also have the lumbar support, again, as I mentioned. And all right, let's throw it in there. I'll spare you the details on that. All right, so it's pretty simple. Don't struggle too much trying to get this in and out. As you can tell, that's about the gist of it. Just sit it down. I'm going to adjust it again. Look out for these slots right here. Just want to get them in there. Make it pretty simple. So there's that. So it's seated already, and then we have our little pegs here you want to look out for. You want to make sure those pop in to place. Here we go. All right, we are just about done. Now we don't have to wait to get all this cleaned up. Make sure it's going to work. We're going to go ahead and plug in our main power. And again, it just simply slides in there. And gray clip goes forward. You want to make sure that red little latch clips on there. And then, before we put everything in place, and then once again, you can remove the seat belt, remove the whole seat. This is an added piece of work you gotta do. If you can avoid it, I would. Alright, plug back in. Ignition does not have to be turned on. Let's see what happens. We're going to slide the seat back first. Alright. And let's see. Oh, there goes the seat. It's working. Alright, huzzah. Now let's see if we're going to go up and down. Yep. Vertical is working again. Alright, call that a success. And we're going to just snap everything back together and clean up a little bit, call it a day. Good job. That's it. 2016 GMC Sierra Crew Cab. Again, there's nothing on here on how to fix the reclining motor. I searched all of YouTube, so this is I'll post this and you guys do with it whatever you want with it.